This is it's a tech demo based on a new gaming platform from Shinra Technologies, and it's a new gaming platform that's based on supercomputers in a data center,
right?
Rather than a console you have in your living room.
Okay, so cloud-based.
Yeah, so which is cool for a couple of reasons. I mean, firstly, it's very easy for the user. There's no hardware to purchase. You don't have to upgrade. You don't have to install anything, patch anything.
Right.
It's all server-side. And you just access it through video streaming, like you would Netflix, YouTube. You just stream it back to a screen in your house.
Right.
So the only difference being it's an interactive video stream rather than just a movie.
Oh, okay. So the viewers get to play too?
Exactly. So that's cool. So it's kind of very low friction, easy to use. But the really cool thing is, because we've got a supercomputer to play with, we can do things in games that are just impossible to do on normal consoles and PCs.
Right.
The kind of things that you see in movies.
Okay.
So I'm up on the top left here.
Give it a try.
So firstly, just the scale of it. If I spin round, you can see the map. It's huge.
Right.
It's actually about 400 square miles, which is
massive.
Which is pretty big for a game. But the really cool thing about it is that it's all loaded in memory. Because we've got a really big server, lots and lots of RAM, we can just load everything in. So what that means is, I mean, typically, even with a really big game on a console or a PC, you go from one area to another, you sit back, you have to watch a loading bar or a loading screen while it loads in that area. Or you go inside, and it has to load in the inside of the house because it's too complex.
Right.
And that's just because your console physically doesn't have enough memory, doesn't have enough power to load everything in. But we do. So in our demo here, you can walk every inch of this 400 square miles. You'll never see a loading bar. You'll never see a loading screen. It's all there. So it's incredibly big, but it's also incredibly dense. So you can see we've got a million trees in the map. So we've got this very lush, carpeted environment. And if I fly down here, you'll also see we've got a lot of characters. So this is a whole swarm of Sam. Sam is our character, by the way, this guy here. Flying around him is a whole swarm of Sam. So, I mean, typically these are all AI controlled, individual AI, individually animated. They've got their own brains. They make their own decisions. So, I mean, how many AI characters do you typically see in a game on the screen at once?
Right, like let's say for instance, like Dying Light, so like the most I've ever seen, and like maybe 50 to
Yeah, I mean 10, 20, 50, 100, maybe top end, couple hundred.
Yeah.
I mean, top end, we've got 16,000.
16,000 those little Sams?
16,000.
It's an AI habitat.
So, and there's no slowdown. I can speed around in here.
But at any given time, somebody can log in and take over one of those Sams and play as it.
In this particular, I mean, technically yes. I mean, in this particular demo, we've got 64.
Okay.
But that's just because we brought a couple of servers with us. We can scale this up to hundreds and thousands.
As a user, what kind of a connection do I need? Do I need like a Google Fiber connection?
We just announced a beta test with Google Fiber, which will be starting in Kansas City in the summer, which is why we're here.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you need a good internet connection. Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, our video stream currently for 720p is 10 megabits, so it's not that big.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
So, I mean, it's not huge, but obviously to ramp that up to higher resolutions, you need more. We could bring it down again, but I mean, obviously you lose image quality.
Well, let's say like 1080p, 60 frames a second.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the number off the top of my head, but yeah, you'd need more than 10 megabits, it would go up. And then up to stuff like 4K,
right?
That type of thing.
Yeah,
then you're talking,
tremendous,
big kind of sort of several hundred megabits. But really, for us, it's more about latency. Because it's an interactive experience, we need good, responsive connection so that you have a good gaming experience. And that's why Fiber is really good for us, because Fiber is low latency and it's consistent. It's good quality. It's always low latency. It's not. Cable providers, you might get low latency sometimes, but it'll bounce around because there's other people using the same.
Right. Yeah. Just like any game, there's always going to be some sort of.
So we can work on other networks, but Fiber's very, very good for us.
Right.
We get a good experience. So
the limitations that some ISPs are.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you've seen a movie like Lord of the Rings, right?
Right.
So, big battle at the end, thousands of people fighting on the screen. That's all computer generated.
Right.
But they didn't do that on a console, right? They did that on a big server because that's what you need. But we can start to do those kinds of things in real time because we've got big, powerful servers in the data center. We can do those as real-time interactive experience.
So, is this a console in itself? Do you need like a PC to run it?
It's a platform. It's a platform. So you basically, I mean, technically, all you need is a screen and a controller and an internet connection. So you stream it back from the data center.
So I just like go to my Google Fiber set-top box or something? Okay.
Yeah, for example. So, I mean, currently our beta tests are using a PC client, so you'd load that up on your laptop or on your PC, but as we roll this out, it could be on a PC, a Mac, it could be on a TV, it could be on a, whatever, set-top box.
Okay.
It's just a video stream.
Okay, so it doesn't matter where it's at.
Yeah. So we can start to do really crazy things like fluid simulation. You can see that on the right there. I've just landed in this crater here. I can start to fill it up with water. I'm right behind you. And you see, this crater will start to fill. And then it'll spill over the edge.
Yeah, because, okay.
And we'll get real waterfalls formed. Now you never see this in games because it's really, really expensive.
Right.
And you'll never see it in multiplayer games because you have to synchronize it between individual consoles, right? It's just crazy. But we've got really powerful hardware all in one location, so we don't have to synchronize it. In fact, doing the fluid simulation, we've got a $1,000 GPU just doing fluid simulation, not rendering, just fluid simulation. But we can do that because we choose the hardware and then we share it between all the users.
Look at all our friends.
You can't rely on your end user having a $1,000 GPU.
No, I'm the white guy.
Most people do not have that, but we can.
Amazing.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this. I know you said on anything basically. What about on mobile?
It's
not necessarily like like iPhone.
Sure. I mean, technically yes, but the problem is Wi-Fi. Wi-fi is not a good connection. The latency is very variable. It's not a good quality connection. So I mean, it's not something we would be targeting immediately.
Right.
Good Wi-Fi is coming. So I mean, down the road, but right now, it's not something we would recommend. And what we really want to concentrate on is a consistently excellent experience for everybody, all the time. So that's why we're partnering with people like Google Fiber in Japan. We're partnering with NTT because they've got good quality networks. And everybody will have these eventually, so I mean it'll be rolling out. We'll be hitting other areas of the US, so we'll hit East Coast, West Coast, the big population hotspots.
So you said it's going to start beta in this summer with Kansas City?
Yeah, well we've already got a beta up and running in Japan with NTT, and then the first US beta will be with Google Fiber, running out of Kansas City in the summer.
So when do you think this would be like available as a gold release, or where anybody can just download it?
Well, I mean, we'll be rolling out other beta tests this year.
Right.
We don't have kind of firm dates for those yet, but we're working with other data center providers, other network providers. So.
Okay, cool. That looks amazing. I can't wait to play this.
I'll show you one last cool thing on this top left screen here. Have you seen the fluid simulation? I don't know where you were. So I can swim around on the top here. We've got waves forming with the wind. These guys leave a little wake behind them. The really cool thing is I can pull up mountains. And if I do that under the water, well, what happens when the seabed changes drastically? You get tidal waves, right?
Yes. Oh, wow.
And that's what we get.
Man.
So, this is not scripted, designed. This is real fluid simulation. You can see these waves bursting the banks, going into the trees.
You point the camera at the sky and then fly.
That is amazing.
This is stuff you can't do on a console. You'll never be able to do it on a console or a PC because they just don't have the hardware. But we can do it.
The game would just crash.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Can you show me the waterfall from the in the crater you're describing earlier?
Yeah.
So you can control a bunch of them if you want to?
Yeah. Pick another character who's over there. I'll switch back. Those are good. Let's find the crater. My guys will join me in a minute. There's my little gang.
You're like knocking around the stones over here.
Ah, there we go.
I'm gonna make this one a really cool. So tell me.
So you can just like, you're spawning water right there?
Yeah, exactly. These guys just produce water and they'll fill up
If you go
the crater.
go to the right a bit.
And they'll just
There, go over this map.
it'll fill, start rolling
Oh,
down.
look at that waterfall. That's
Just walk into the second hole.
Yeah, you can see that's kind of
like several waterfalls.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Does that work in erosion as well?
There's my swimming pool.
We haven't got erosion in this demo yet, but we could do it. Yeah, no reason why we couldn't do that.
So what's the name of this game?
The game, it's just an R&D, it's a tech demo. We haven't
Right.
got a name for it. It's not something we plan to release, but yeah,
Dragon Sam.
Sam's our man. Yeah,
So Shinra Technologies.
Shinra Technologies.
All right, and you can get the card from you. And where can we
Sure.
find you on the web?
Shinra.com is our website, so you can find that. Christina over there can give you a card.
All right, well, thank you very much for
stuff.
talking to us.
You're very welcome.
Nice meeting you.
Pleased to meet you.